Hello, it's me, Front here. I'm gonna be talking about my opinions on what's going on in Ukraine, the Russian-Ukrainian war that's gonna happen. It's probably confirmed right now, but it could happen anytime. I'm gonna give my opinions and what I should think happened, what I think we should do as an American. Um, I believe we should use our Air Force. It's the best Air Force in the world. Okay, the American Air Force is very good. And like in Palestine, the air forces were used, their like air force was used really well. They immediately got air superiority, started bombing their air bases, like as a special like quick attack. Like if you quickly destroy all their air bases, they can't rebuild. And we have satellite imagery, so you can see all their air bases and we just start blowing them up. Okay, then we have air superiority. We start bombing the Russian military, bombing their bases, just like the Israelites bombed like their enemies, like armies and all that crap with air superiority. And then we should trust in the Ukrainian people's ability to defend themselves. Okay, because they're basically gonna be doing guerrilla warfare, and you know what? The guerrilla warfare the Russians aren't good at. I mean, good at dealing with. Okay, because we saw this in like the Afghan war. The Soviets were not like doing swell in the Afghan war. Like the little government they tried to set up did not work, and so they had to resort to making toys that have explosives with them that look like something kids would play with. Like if we just do guerrilla warfare on the Russians, they won't be able to deal with it. And if we give the Ukrainians supplies, which we're already doing, we're already giving some supplies, like the helicopters of Russia, which are probably going to be one of the only things left because they don't really need air bases. They can just go wherever they want. We'll just give them missiles like we gave the Afghans, and they'll shoot down the Russian helicopters. Very swell, very good. We'll just start wrecking them. And after the Russians are depleted of their resources, supplies, and their army, their people are getting mad, we should start bombing their like natural gas factories because that's like one of their biggest exports. Ruin their economy, make sure they won't sustain themselves, and that's pretty good. That's what the plan is. Now, obviously, Russia has some allies like China and Belarus, but if here's what I'm thinking we should do about those. First, Belarus, kill Lukashenko, their dictator, the big man himself. Kill him immediately. Just murder his ass. Then he'd be gone. The people are already revolting against him, so they'd be like, "Hey, finally, we get a new government on our side," and they'll probably like join Ukraine. And maybe we could be like, "Hey, this is a new Russian government instead of Ukraine. Let's call it the actually democratic Russian government," and it would be like actually democratic. And the people of Russia would be like, "Hey, that looks way better," and then we'll show them it's better. This is what I'm thinking. We invade Russia after a while, paradrop on Moscow. Make sure we get it immediately, and make sure the people there are well fed. They treat it good. No civilian deaths. And we should also navally invade St. Petersburg, like as soon as possible, after the Russian supplies and people are depleted. Okay, immediately get their two best cities. And after that, navally invade Vladivostok. And then, like, the Russian government's gonna be like, "Oh, we're losing all our good stuff," and then start just invading up to the Urals. Okay, put defensive position on Vladivostok too. So invade up to the Urals. If they do not surrender, start murdering their government. Okay, if we murder the government, they won't know who to follow, and they'll surrender. Trust me. And there's probably going to be some Russian nationalists, some Russian hillbillies or whatever, trying to shoot at Americans up in the woods, like the Ukrainians probably should start doing in the start of the war, some guerrilla warfare, but on the Russian side. But after a while, that should die down because we invaded their country like entirely, and they probably won't have as good a supply as us. And eventually, they're gonna have to stop too. Make sure the new Russian government has treating every single citizen like good, and there'll be new elections. See what the Russians think, and make sure they're treated good. Make sure they're happy, and then I kind of forgot about it, but China. China, we should deal with them navally, and also with the Air Force too. The Air Force is really good. They start bombing their factories, start bombing their air bases, and then that's pretty good. And make sure we get like our navy. Like China may have a bigger navy than us, but we have more allies. Like the UK, France, Germany, basically like all Europe, because we took out Russia by this point. This is what I'm saying. We took out Russia by this point. We just start, like China. We just blockade them. Like we don't even buy crap from them anymore. The economy's going down. They don't even have Russia as their ally anymore. Probably helping them survive in Siberia. That's probably the best they're doing. And after a long time of blockading them, the people are gonna get mad. Like we hate this Chinese government. And then we go we know Taiwan already hates the government. So invasion plan, call in India to this war. They should bog down and invade Tibet. We'll release the people of Tibet, make a new country, and make you know Chinese genocides are gonna stop in there, like in the Central Asia and all that crap. We just gotta invade them through the desert and all the mountains. Release those people, give them guns, and then they'll fight for themselves as long as the Indians treat them good. And we could also invade through Hong Kong if we have a buttload of guns. Let's get some guns and we give it to the Hong Kongese. I don't know, Chinese people that are free. I don't know what to call them, but we give them guns so they help fight us. They have like 21 million people in that city, so we bring 21 million guns, or at least like half of that. So their population of like 21 million people, or half of that, could help us start fighting the Chinese and like hold on to Hong Kong, and then they'll like really make China mad, and like eventually the people will start to revolt, and we just leave from China. We just let it crumble like the USSR. And that's my plan for what America should do in this next conflict. If you have any problems with it, if you don't think it'll work, if you think it's bad, leave your suggestions and comments down below. Please subscribe to me, please, if you watch through this video. But that's been my opinions, what I think we should do about this next conflict. Have a good day. Please subscribe once again. And